Ethiopia asked to join BRICS, as you can see linked up on Mark13News.com for June 29, 2023. Ethiopia is part of the Ezekiel 38 Confederacy, which is now formulating, Russia being the current king of the north, according to the Daniel 11 hypothesis on biblicalresearchlabs.com. And as you can see in Ezekiel 38, Gog is the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, which are most likely Moscow and Tobolsk. Persia is Iran, while Gomer and Togarmah are most likely Turkey and Armenia. And behind the scenes of the formulation of the Ezekiel 38 Confederacy are obviously the Kenites on the multipolar end of the globalist spectrum, as nation continues to rise against nation, meaning the Kenite nation, with the he-goat of Daniel chapter 8 being symbolic of the shadow government thereof, which is split into two warring factions, using either multipolar or unipolar propaganda via the electronic media to exalt themselves to establish the vision, meaning the vision of a one world system, but they shall fail, because there will be no new world order, as it's called, until the woe of the fifth trumpet, when Satan and his angels get cast to earth, Daniel's fourth beast being exclusively supernatural, and it'll have 10 horns, which are symbolic of 10 fallen angel kings that will reign as kings throughout the entire 5-month-long hour of temptation, beginning at the woe of the fifth trumpet, which is also when the he-goat of Daniel chapter 8 becomes the leopard of Daniel chapter 7, which is symbolic of the Kenites and their 4 hidden dynasties, providing the infrastructure of the so-called New World Order, which will also have feet as the feet of a bear, because it's also at the woe of the fifth trumpet the Ezekiel 38 Confederacy will become the bear of Daniel chapter 7, the fourth king of the north, according to the Daniel 11 hypothesis, and a mouth as the mouth of a lion, which is symbolic of the Christian nations up until just after the deadly wound to the one world political system, which is what kingdom against kingdom means, because that's when Satan appears as the Antichrist at the woe of the sixth trumpet, and most Christians will at that time be killed spiritually when they worship Satan instead of Christ, which is what Antichrist means. And if they fail to repent before the true Christ returns at the woe of the seventh trumpet, they'll be counted as evil figs and cast into the outer darkness, as opposed to taking part in the first resurrection and being counted as good figs, becoming part of the millennial priesthood along with those Christ brings with him upon his return.